I'm Jonathan Robinson, and this is Fretbuzz. Hello again, welcome back to the Fretbuzz. If you have never tuned into the Fretbuzz before, it's the show we put out weekly where I go through YouTube, I find my favorite guitar-related content, and bring it to you so you don't have to spend hours searching through guitar videos, figuring out what to watch. So with that being said, let's jump right into this week's episode. Make sure today, guys, that you watch all the way through the end of the video. At the end, I'm going to talk about a special video that we've put out. There's going to be a link to it. I want to make sure you don't miss it, so make sure you stay tuned to the very end of today's episode. The first one is a guy that I honestly can't believe I've never recommended before on the Fretbuzz because I love his videos, I love his playing. His name is Leonard J. A lot of you guys will probably be familiar with him. This is a really cool video. It is a custom shop showdown. The name of it is actually Jay Plays Better After Breaking a String. So like it says, he breaks a string in one of the demos and just continues to crush it. What's cool about this video is that he's basically going through a Fender custom shop Jazzmaster, a Telly, it's actually a thin line Telly, and a Strat. So you get to hear the tones, you get to hear similar playing on each of them, and just, it's a really good way to know, hey, that's what a Strat sounds like, that's what a Telly sounds like, that's what a Jazzmaster sounds like. And I know what you're thinking, Jonathan, we know what Jazzmasters, Tellys, and Strats sound like. I know that you do, but sometimes it's just nice to hear them all, one right after the other. It sort of made me want a Jazzmaster, and before that, I had no desire for a Jazzmaster. So be warned that that is a possible side effect of watching this video. But check it out. Leonard J is like a super cool dude. I love his energy. He's always fun to watch. He's a cool player, and he just seems like a nice dude. He'd be fun to hang out with, but I imagine you would be tired afterwards because he has so much energy, it seems like. So check it out. Leonard J. Jay Plays Better After Breaking a String, Fender Custom Shop Showdown. That's video number one. Number two, you know, a lot of times I bring you guys lessons or demos or random interviews. I actually have two performances on here today, and I always love when I can bring good performances on the Fretbuzz because I think it's just fun. And if you're anything like me, you get so caught up in gear and sometimes you forget just to listen to cool music. This is cool music. It is Lukas Nelson. He is Willie Nelson's son. He's one of my favorite artists. I listen to him all the time. He's actually one of the guys who turned me on to Magnetone amps in the beginning, even though in this video he's playing a 2-rock, I'm pretty sure. But it's him and his band, Promise of the Real, and it's called Soundcheck Songs, Romeo and Juliet, which is a Dire Straits cover. So it's fun when you find a video where there's lots of worlds that you love and they're all colliding. So I love Lukas Nelson and I love Dire Straits. Mark Knopfler is one of my favorite players too. And I love this song, Romeo and Juliet. I always thought it was cool. Great lyrics. They do a fantastic cover. There's fantastic guitar tones, cool gear in there. They're all wearing pretty amazing hats. I love cool hats, so lots of good things. Not a whole lot else to say other than to watch it. So Lukas Nelson, Promise of the Real, Soundcheck Songs, Romeo and Juliet, a Dire Straits cover. Just to put them together, there's another great performance piece. It's from Pace Magazine. They do a lot of things in their little studio where they have, you know, acoustic sessions. Our good friend Z down in Florida actually sent me this. So Z, thank you so much. It was a killer video, and it's Molly Tuttle live at Pace Studios on the road. It's really good. I guess she's in Nashville, so maybe she's not actually in their normal studios. I'm not sure. All I know is that she's playing fantastic songs. It's something different for Molly Tuttle. You know, normally she's doing her cool bluegrass stuff. The first song is like a Rancid song, which is an odd cover for her, I thought, but it's fantastic. Lots of cool covers. Apparently she just did a covers album, so check that out. There's the Grateful Dead tune that she covers. I won't spoil much more. I'll just let you watch it. But if you haven't seen Molly Tuttle, go watch all her videos. They're all good. She's such a good player. But this one's really cool, and it just came out. So check that out. Now, there is a channel that I just found, and it's called Guitarsenal. And I think they got close to 15,000 subscribers. It's funny because this guy, I knew him from another YouTube channel, totally unrelated to guitar. So when it popped up in my feed, I glanced and I thought, wait a minute, I know that guy, but he's holding a guitar. He's not a guitar channel. And then so I thought I was just wrong. They look alike. Turns out they're the same dude. Check it out. If some of you may recognize him from another channel that I won't mention. But this one is called Guitarsenal. It's all about gear. It's all about demos. they're really good demos. Very thorough, cool playing. He's a cool dude. They deserve more subscribers, so go check him out. On this particular one, it's a Guitarsenal TD1 tube distortion. There's a really sort of famous player named Sean Lane. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He was famous, well, this was famously used by him. And he's one of those guys he's famous, but I think he sort of slides under the radar a lot, sort of like a Danny Gatton or somebody like that, but just a fantastic player. So check out Sean Lane too. Eric talks about Sean Lane in the video, and you just get to hear what a Guitarsenal TD1 tube distortion does. It's obviously an old distortion pedal that's run off a little preamp tube. Super cool. It sounds cool. It's fun. Check out their channel. All kinds of demos of new and old sort of vintagey things. The next two videos, I know normally I do 5, but I'm going to bring you 6. These next 2 are from channels I've talked about before. They're big channels. I'm sure you know about them. They just seemed like they were kind of important videos, so I didn't want you to miss them. One is on Music is Win, and apparently there was a sort of bit of drama in the guitar universe on YouTube because Steve Lukather said in some sort of interview, if you use tabs, you're not playing real guitar. I saw what Steve Lukather said. I'm not really sure that's exactly what he was getting at. Still came off a little arrogant, and the Music is Win guy is just talking through that and his thoughts and why, if you're using tabs, you are actually, in fact, still playing real guitar. So you guys watch that. Let me know in the comments what you thought about Steve's comment in general and what you think about the video. Which side are you on? Yeah, I think that would make a lot of people upset at first to hear that a pro guy like Steve Lukather maybe thinks they're not playing real guitar if they're using tabs. But if you read his actual comment, I think that's probably slightly out of context. So check it out, see what you think. It's just always fun to be up to date on these things that happen when there's strange headlines. So that's one of them. Another one that I thought was a really cool video from a big channel I've talked about multiple times before is Tim Pierce guitar. I love Tim Pierce. He's a great session player. This one, he's actually talking to, the name of the video is 5 major tour band members weigh in on the touring schedule coming up. So obviously there's not been much touring this year with all the lockdown stuff and the restrictions. So basically Tim has called in some of his buddies who play in, famous large bands, big tours, just to get their takes on when they think touring might come back. They've got some different opinions, they've got different thoughts, and they're coming at it from some different angles. I just found it fascinating and interesting. I also found it fascinating that, Tim and some of these guys talk about the fact that on these big tours, it's not just the band who's employed, it's the band, it's the people doing lighting, it's the sound crew, it's the catering folks, it's whoever's driving the bus. Sometimes it's like a small army of people. And so it's a big thing, it's a big deal. And I think, if you're like me, sometimes you just don't think about that. So really interesting video, really interesting take on, the things that are going on and who it affects and how it's affecting them and when they think things might get back to normal. It's not all doom and gloom, lots of hope in there, lots of good things, hopefully. So check that out as well. And then one more sort of bonus video. We just put out an amazing video yesterday. It's probably one of the coolest things we've had the chance to do as a shop. And it's actually Baxter interviewing John Cruz. So if you don't know who John Cruz was, he was one of the master builders at the Fender Custom Shop, probably sort of the master builder for a long time. And he got let go from Fender this year. Talk about that in the video. But he's starting his own company doing John Cruz custom guitars. There's not much info out there right now. There's just like a little intro video on his website. So we had the good fortune to talk with him, do his first interview since all this has kind of happened and gone down, and it's really great. So no matter how you feel about what happened with him, check it out. I think you will be pleasantly surprised and be hopeful for what the future brings with that. So check that out. We'll put the link there. I don't usually recommend our own videos, but that one's just too cool not to mention. The jam of the week is gonna be, actually, it's a Grateful Dead Fire on the Mountain backing track in B Mixolydian. Watching the Molly Tuttle video got me thinking about that. And then that scrolled through my feed. It's a fun one. It's different than some of the normal blues stuff we normally do. So it should be cool. Remember, if you do a take of it, hashtag Casino Guitars, the Fretbuzz, and Jonathan Robinson Music. and we'll check them out. A lot of you guys have gone through this and subscribed to my channel, which I appreciate. And I've been seeing a lot of your videos and getting to chat with a lot of you guys in the comment section. So that's been really fun. Keep that up. I love that. It's cool to interact with you guys and to hear what you dig and what you don't. And thank you for all the subscriptions. Please keep that up. I'll put my take in the links as always. Thanks again for watching the Fretbuzz. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to click the bell so you don't miss any videos we put out. New demos and new videos where Baxter and I chat all the time. So make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss any of those. Thanks again. Have a great week. I'll see you next week on the Fretbuzz.